Hi Big Tractor Power fans, this video comes to you from Western Illinois, where a 543 engine horsepower John Deere S690 Combine equipped with a 400 bushel grain bin is harvesting soybeans. With a 30-foot wide, 12-row, 30-inch spaced John Deere 1253A all-crop head, this header is set up to harvest soybeans on 30-inch rows. It uses rubber gathering belts simply to work like a scissors to snip off the stem and gather the grain. We'll take a close-up look at this header, take a ride in the cab of the combine to visit with a farmer, as well as talk about the production history, specifications, and original price tag of this header. But first, let's head out to the field so that you can see and hear all this soybean harvesting action. Let's take a look at this 1253A all-crop head. It looks a lot like a corn head, but it is set up differently. We can take a look here at the harvesting system. It has metal snouts, and instead of chains, like on a corn head, that have the rolls that will snap the corn ears off and pull it in, it's got these rubber belts, and they're gonna just pull the beans up into the header here and feed into the combine through the auger. This was developed to have less loss when you're using a reel, especially if it's dry. The reel turns and it can actually shell some of the beans out right into the field. The farmer will have beans hitting the windshield of the cab, and the idea of this again is just to harvest the crop gently and feed it into the combine. This is officially making you the #1 Big Tractor Power fan to be running a 1253A head. I appreciate you getting this so we could feature it on the channel.
You should have seen the guys' faces at the dealership when we told them the reason we were buying it.
It's really cool to see this. I know a lot of people are going to say, why is a corn head harvesting soybeans? But the all-crop was a popular way to harvest beans across the Midwest for a long time.
I remember when I was a kid, my dad had a 6-row one of these on a 6620, and I've wanted to run one myself for years, and this is the very first time. One thing I will say I notice, even with a draper head, you still see beans on the ground behind them. A few, not near as much as an auger head. There is nothing on the ground.
Oh, it's doing a good job. We can take a look out there. Just harvesting it with those rubber belts and clipping it off. And you don't have any beans flicking up here at the window from the reel. What kind of, it looks like we're going about 3.5 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's because I'm scared to plug something. I don't know what I'm doing. I might push it harder here if you think we should.
Well, I know one thing is that we don't have the row sense like the modern corn heads have to follow it, so you gotta pay close attention to where you are on the row.
We gotta be on planter rows. So we opened this up with the draper head and left ourselves some long rows, but we had to find a wide row where I pulled in because with RTK it still would be off just enough. We need to be right on.
Up here to the end row. See it turn around. On the way back.
Now, calibrated it, but I'm trying to mix technology from a lot of years here.
John Deere introduced the 53 series all-crop head in 1975. It was initially released in 4, 6, and 8 row sizes to harvest row crop grain, including soybeans, milo, sunflowers, and edible dry beans. The all-crop head used for harvesting soybeans was developed while John Deere was researching using the rubber gathering belts found in their forage harvesters in the early 1970s for direct cutting corn and adapting that technology into harvesting cotton. Cotton pickers traditionally use spindles to gather and pull the bolls of cotton into the machine, and they were hoping that the rubber gathering belts would be a new way of using scissors action to gather the cotton crop. Ultimately, the rubber belt technology did not help in cotton harvesting. While it was good in clipping the plant, they found that there was too much trash going into the harvester to separate the cotton material from the plant. Engineers then took this research to the soybean field and found that it worked very well, saving up to 1.5 bushels of grain per acre. The 53 series all-crop head gained instant popularity. By 1978, John Deere was manufacturing and selling 3,000 units per year. In 1982, the company upgraded the 53 series to the 53A series, and in 1983, seeking even larger harvesting capability, introduced the 12-row, 30-inch spaced, 30-foot wide 1253A. The 1253A all-crop head was manufactured at John Deere's Harvester Works located in East Moline, Illinois, from model year 1983 through 1989, with an original price tag of $33,602. Other improvements added to the A series included hinged deck covers and outer end shields that open quickly to provide easy access to the individual row units for periodic adjustment and service. The drive chains and gathering belts were improved for better wear and longer life. Slip clutches were provided to the auger and row units, designed similarly to the 43 series corn head available at the time. Row unit mountings are one-piece castings with greasable pivots for precise alignment and excellent flotation. Heavy-duty float springs offer quick and easy adjustment from the front without having to remove deck covers. The 53A series gained in popularity through the 1980s. By the close of the decade, the large 1253A had lost interest among farmers as advancements were made in direct cut flexible heads that could be used for harvesting both winter wheat and soybeans. The 453A, the 653A, and the 853A row crop heads remained in production through 2002. Draper heads began gaining popularity at the turn of the new century, and by 2003 they were dominating the harvest market, and the all-crop head went into retirement. I hope that you've enjoyed spending some time out in the field with this John Deere 1253A all-crop head harvesting soybeans. I would like to hear in the comment section below this video if you use a John Deere all-crop header on your farm, or if you have operated one in the past. Tell me about the combine that you run the head on, as well as the crops that you harvest. If you have appreciated this presentation, I hope that you'll consider subscribing to Big Tractor Power YouTube, where there's over 3,000 videos of farm machines in action. As always, thank you for watching.